Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 107 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Tyler. Oh, shit.
Some call me Brooks.
I'm Tyler. Kalen's cut in line. You son of a bitch.
I'm
Again.
so confused every time. It's different. Can we talk about this in the pre-show?
No, because it's
I always go second.
it is much funnier to watch Tyler have a little hissy fit.
Yeah, 'cause, you know.
Did you say you're always second?
Always.
Okay, I will never step on your toes ever again.
Please continue to step on Tyler's toes relentlessly.
He didn't say that
Mash
he was first though,
into
so
them.
If you be
He
right,
has seniority over me, over I.
Over eye.
So,
Now I'm all flustered. Everything's just been thrown off kilter. Look what you've done, Kalen. You've brought chaos into our dojo.
I'm just gonna log off now.
I'm joking. Come back. We love you.
so I picked up Crash Bandicoot 4 on
yeah,
Thursday.
it's fun. Looks hard as balls too.
It is a Crash Bandicoot game. It is absolutely a Crash Bandicoot game, and it's been a long time since we've had a Crash Bandicoot game.
Everyone slowed down.
You know, like
A new, authentic.
right,
Crash
because there's like
Bandicoot.
Crash of the Titans, and you know all those little weird offshoots that they went down after Crash 3 that were not great. But this is so good and so very pretty. I have thoroughly been enjoying the hell out of it.
And Crash never got a lot of credit back in the day. Besides being Sony's attempt at a mascot, but he really had his own style and way that he approached platformers between the shifting of perspectives and it being difficult and it being its own thing. Its individuality and its personality never was really spotlighted, I don't think. And Toys for Bob really, is highlighting exactly what his style is and always has been before, people started taking it the wrong way. But, his is unique compared to the Mario games and Sonic 3D games, which has no idea what they're doing. But Crash, from the get-go came out pretty, formed. And they haven't, needed to go too crazy with it.
It was made by Naughty Dog, and Naughty Dog, has always been a real good studio. Actually, I think that was their debut game.
I think you're right, actually.
And they just
Sounds
really,
right.
because I remember when they announced Uncharted, and I was like, wait, the Crash Bandicoot guys are making like a normal fucking game?
Look at them now.
Yeah, right.
The people in this game look like actual people.
What is
I feel like Crash Bandicoot kind of kicked off that whole era of like weird animal platform popularity, and like then you had like Ratchet and Clank and all that stuff around that same time.
Well, and the two golden studios for Sony very early on were Naughty Dog and Insomniac. And that's Crash Bandicoot and Ratchet and Clank. So,
And Jack and Daxter.
Who made Spyro?
Jack and
Was that also Naughty Dog? Or?
no. Who did make Spyro? I don't actually know.
Dream? No, I don't know.
Insert game developer here.
Yes,
See,
right.
they were made by Insomniac.
What?
Makes sense.
Insomniac.
Did
Insomniac
Spyro?
Games. Yep.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, makes sense.
Technically, a whole shit ton of developers made Spyro, but Insomniac invented them.
All I know is that Aaron Copland did the music for that because I like the Police.
Oh, funny.
The
Yeah.
only Police I like.
Neat.
Toys for Bob actually did the most recent Spyro. So.
Yep. Toys for Bob has really been taking those and running with it. Toys for Bob also did the remaster of the first three Crash Bandicoot games, and they did this fourth Crash Bandicoot game.
Once I got a hold of that Spyro collection. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to.
No, that's fine.
Oh, once I saw that what they did with the Spyro trilogy, because I was kind of worried that it was gonna like either be like a watered down version of the original, or just like maybe I like the original because I'm wearing nostalgia glasses. But I'm very impressed with what they've done. I want them to take more things and remaster them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even with Crash Bandicoot 4, right down to the music, it is a Crash Bandicoot game. That fucking happy kalimba shit, and like it feels great. Everything about it is great, and the things that they added, the elements that they added, feel welcome in this environment, and I cannot recommend it more. If you're a Crash Bandicoot fan at all, get Crash 4. It's great.
Did they get the same people to do the music? Do you know?
I don't know that, actually. All I know is that Toys for Bob is clearly working on a strategy, and that strategy seems to be remaster things perfectly, and in order to prove that you can carry on a series that was once beloved. I would not be surprised if we see an announcement of a new Spyro game or something out of them, considering how well they did with the Spyro trilogy as well.
Ooh, they might. So Toys for Bob has the rights to do Crash Bandicoot stuff and Spyro stuff, or were they just working with the other?
To a certain extent, I don't know what their license is, but they did the remaster of both Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, and then continued Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
So I expect that, depending on the terms of that license, they've proved themselves more than capable of carrying on in the proper spirit of these beloved old platformers.
So this is the first one. This is the first one that they made that's actually a new game, because Crash, they did the Insane trilogy and then the Reignited trilogy for Spyro.
Yeah.
This is the only one that they're actually continuing on.
Because technically,
maybe we'll finally get like a crossover.
There was a fourth Crash game back in the day, technically.
Yeah. And a fifth and a sixth, and they were garbage.
Yeah, and they basically retconned it all out.
Oh, yeah.
I love it when they do
you, Bob.
They're just like when they admit their mistakes, they're just like, yeah, forget those ones. Those ones are shitty. We'll put that one in the closet, and we're gonna
cash grabs.
All the shitty Spyro sequels are probably next. Those never happened. This is the real Spyro 4.
They still go past 3 with Spyro?
No.
No.
I mean, technically, Spyro went into the whole what the fuck is it? That Skylanders shit.
Yeah, what I like about the Spyro series is it doesn't drag on.
Toys for Bob actually, I think, had a hand in the Skylanders stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys all missed my joke.
Yeah, I missed it.
The only reason I know is because I watched.
That was a joke.
Spyro doesn't drag on.
That was a joke.
And I set it up. I worked really hard to set it up.
You did work really hard to set up.
To derail this conversation so it can be acknowledged.
I thought you were trying to make a real point.
Yeah, so did I.
I will die on this hill.
Oh man, we're at 3 really bad puns so far. This is a good show,
and I haven't perpetrated any of them.
I would not be surprised to see Toys for Bob go kind of like we've seen this kind of thing before with Ready at Dawn. And Ready at Dawn made Daxter for the PSP, which was amazing. It was really, really good. It was something that really made the PSP shine. Then they went on to do God of War, Chains of Olympus for the PSP, and God of War Ghost of Sparta for the PSP. Both really, solid entries in the God of War series. So solid, in fact, they ended up eventually getting upscaled and re-released on the PlayStation 3. And
there weren't too many PSP games that did that, I think.
There were not many.
You said God of War, Ghost of Sparta, and I thought it sounded like you said goes to Sparta. Like God of War,
goes to Sparta.
I was thinking John Smith goes to Washington, and it's
I
just
know. It's like out of a whole series, like Kratos goes to the museum, and God of War goes to Australia.
But yeah, apparently
Kratos will discover that the real treasure was the friends he made along the way.
Apparently, and I didn't know this, Ready at Dawn ultimately, I guess this year, got bought by Oculus Studios.
Oh,
and because they created Lone Echo for the Oculus Rift, which was one of the first real immersive, like really in-depth games for the Oculus Rift. It was an incredible game where you're in space and like you reach out and grab things in order to propel you and pull yourself through space and stuff like that. It would make sense that Oculus would buy them because what they did was amazing.
if they do a VR version of God of War, that'd be amazing. Like the ability to just like actually reach in and grab the heart out of a god. First person view would be amazing. I'd love it.
Man, you're fucked up, Tyler. Like, I just want to use VR to
very immersive.
I wouldn't go, but geez.
I'm just fulfilling my duty to Antifa. Remember, part of the plan: kill God. Okay.
He's not wrong.
Already done.
So yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4. I'm excited to see what lives, in the future for Toys for Bob.
Who the fuck is Bob?
I don't know. I think it's kind of like Less Than Jake.
Mm-hmm.
At least the story for Less Than Jake is one of the band members got a dog named Jake, and his family always treated the dog better than him, so he always felt like he was being treated less than Jake.
And knowing is half the battle.
Hey.
The more you know.
Yeah, and actually, friend of the podcast, Devin K, his band Devin K and the Solutions, recently released a collab with the lead singer of Less Than Jake. They did a cover of Less Than Jake's Big, and it was really fucking good.
Freaking cool.
Yep.
Brad.
Been trying to get him back on the show for a while, but our schedules have not lined up. His Sundays are very busy, apparently. But he's also started streaming. Devin K from Direct Hit and Devin K and the Solutions.
Yeah, was he the guy with the crazy controller thing?
No, that's Chicken.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Chicken.
I don't know. No, Tyler wasn't on when we had Devin on.
Oh, okay, that guy. Yeah. That's right. You mean the real Tyler?
Yeah.
You should have led with that. The
real Tyler. Yes.
Copy Tyler.
So, in other news this week, I have no idea because
Oh, fuck. I forgot to read the news this week.
Yeah.
They're bringing back Electro to Spider-Man
1 and 2. That's news.
Yeah, bringing back Jamie Foxx as Electro.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx as Electro, which makes it sound like they're ramping up this iteration of Spider-Man to face off against the Sinister Six.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love to see a movie where he's going to fight all 6 of them.
Yeah.
Instead of like one at a time in it.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Considering the success that this iteration of Spider-Man has had, I mean, that would be a big undertaking, but I think it might be something that they might be willing to invest in.
It's just weird to me that, like, you'd think that they'd want to, I don't know, forget the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans and not have any connection. Oh, they're not good.
You mean the blatant attempt at holding on to the IP?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So I was like,
that's back the Tobyverse, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see that Jameson again. I mean, anytime I watch Whiplash, that's I'm just like, oh look, it's Jonah Jameson's day job.
well, they brought him back, and then and so now they've got two characters from two of the different Spider-Man universes.
Yep.
They can make a live action into the
And
Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire do a cameo as a pizza guy.
I seriously
Pizza.
am such a fan of the direction that they are taking J. Jonah Jameson. To make
too.
him like the Alex Jones InfoWars shit is perfect.
It's so good.
I mean,
Yeah,
if they're bringing back Sinister Six guys, I mean, no one was more perfectly cast than Alfred Molina as Doc Ock
Yes.
and
Oh my God, please.
Green Goblin, blanking on his name.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe.
The perfect
Right,
cast.
and he comes with his own mask.
Yeah, right. But if they do go this route, they can't, like, if they bring back Willem Dafoe as Goblin, which I am in full support of, they can't go the route that they did with Sam Raimi Spider-Man's and have it be a fucking helmet.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
be.
got to be some kind of like deformity.
At least bring back him as Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
I would be so down with that.
Well, I saw some people talking about like a live Spider-Verse possibility with all three of the originals, these Spider-Men we're talking about.
Oh, a live multiverse.
And if they do that, and if they do that, then they could easily bring all of those people in. It would make sense, like 100%.
It
That
be
would
cool.
make
You know,
sense.
like Willem Dafoe Green Goblin shows up and teams up with Alfred Molina. If he's because he died in that one, so we can't.
Well,
Oh,
depending
now
on
before
when
he
he
died.
goes to retrieve him.
Did Electro die?
That's a good point.
Does anyone know? Anyone make it to the end of that fucking movie?
I don't remember.
Did the Rhino?
I
show
did,
up in
but I
any-
don't remember.
any of these?
It was so bad.
I tried to block out the second one. The first one was at least decent. The second one was just oof. And
Paul Giamatti as the Rhino. Boom!
God.
Yeah, into it.
Paul
Damn.
Giamatti was the Rhino, and it's terrible.
Wait, he was
Yeah.
yeah, he was. Mhm.
in what?
And
the
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
yep.
Oh, I never saw those. So perfect.
Yeah. Paul Giamatti
And it's bad.
was the Rhino. Oh, no.
I was really excited for that casting because I actually thought that worked pretty well, and then it was just not good.
Just like Paul Giamatti.
I
American
do.
Splendor. is a Great movie.
I like Paul Giamatti as well. I am a big fan. However,
he should be the next Spider-Man.
No,
You make a good, like, Uncle Ben type.
Danny DeVito
we
is
don't
Venom.
need to see Uncle Ben ever again.
I know.
Just the only place I want to see Uncle Ben is on the side of a box of rice.
No, that's Ben's
Given
selection.
the current political climate, I give you the opportunity to retract that statement.
Yeah, they
No, I
changed it
meant
to
like
Ben's
in the universe, they just like the picture of the guy that played Uncle Ben in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He's just the Uncle Ben's rice of that universe.
that would actually be amazing if like every different universe of Spider-Man, it's like Uncle Ben's rice is something that
Yeah.
Spider-Man set up as a charity.
or like
Just got a picture of that Uncle Ben.
I just imagine Aunt May making dinner every night and crying every night, and Peter's like, "Look, Aunt May, you've got to stop. Buy a different brand of rice. You've got to stop buying Uncle Ben.
What are you doing?
You're self-sabotaging. This is unhealthy."
And the right
There'll be a Spider-Man universe where the only Uncle Ben that Peter Parker knows is the box one, and it'll be super sad because he'll have like a made-up relationship with this guy on the box, you know.
And he just hallucinates one moment where the box starts talking to him. Remember,
With great power.
with great power comes great responsibility.
With great carbohydrates comes great
Also-
responsibility.
Also, are you hungry right now? I can be ready in 5 minutes.
You tried my jasmine rice? It would make a great pilaf.
I'm assuming this version of Peter Parker is either on shrooms quite a lot or suffering from some personality disorder.
With great power comes great responsibility.
All right.
That's 4.
Ooh,
Kalen bringing his pun game today.
Now that I'm a permanent fixture, I figured.
So-
Muscle it in.
You did this to yourself.
Nintendo released Mario 35 this week.
Oh, yeah.
The 35 player Mario, which is a ton of fun. A whole lot of fun. I'm thinking about putting a video together that are just like some beginner tips. Because there are some things that can really kind of help people along. I'm far from being like number one in the world at this shit because fuck. Like they have proper Super Mario 1 physics in this, which are angry. And especially if you haven't touched those controls in a long time, or if you've gotten used to how forgiving Mario Maker is with those physics, get ready to get fucking owned by not making jumps or falling in pits. But
It's like riding a bike.
It is a ton of fun. Every
it's
enemy,
a free download too.
Oh yeah. Every enemy that you kill goes to the screen of whoever you're targeting. So tip number 1 is it allows you to choose who you're targeting with the right stick. And you can choose the person with the most coins, person with the lowest time, random, or attackers. Start every match by targeting attackers. Because if you're targeting the person with the lowest time, you're targeting one person. If you're targeting the person with the most coins, you're targeting one person. If you're targeting attackers, you're basically... So anytime you kill an enemy, you're essentially sending a copy of that enemy to someone else. When that person kills that enemy, they're essentially sending a copy of that enemy to whoever they're targeting. So if I'm targeting anyone who's targeting me, that's usually 3 to 5 people. So that means when I kill an enemy, I'm making 5 copies of it and sending it out in the world into the whole thing. And I'm sending it out to 5 people at once, as opposed to targeting a specific individual person. If you have the attention span to be able to like stay strong on your game and pay attention to where everyone else is, because it shows you what's going on in everyone else's game in these little icons all around your playfield. You can target someone who looks like they're in a particularly precarious situation, but I don't have the attention span for that.
It looks a lot like, it basically is the same thing as Tetris 99.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm about. I'm going to have to download this.
Combine those two things.
It is a ton of fun. When you beat a level...
Tetris versus Mario.
When you
bash them with their head.
You drop.
You're dropping blocks onto people's play fields.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be pretty good.
Think about it.
Every other screen is a different game, so it's like Mario Tetris, Mario Tetris, Mario Tetris.
So one thing that can throw you off is if once you beat a level, you're not necessarily going to the next level. You're going to some random level that's in the rotation.
What is it? Just like the first 10 levels of Mario 1?
From what I can tell, every single level from Mario 1 is in this game.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
But you unlock them progressively. So like right now I've got the first 3 worlds fully unlocked. And so that means when I clear a level, I will randomly end up at some other level. And maybe I'll end up unlocking one. Or so like in 1-2, when you don't go through the final pipe, when you go up and over to the warp pipes, it gives you a little bit more control over how your run is going to go. Because it'll let you choose your next destination, basically. So like if I know that I want to throw a bunch of fish at people because that's going to throw them off, because like say that they're in World 1-1, they're just recycling World 1-1 or World 1-2. I'll throw a bunch of bloopers at them because everyone hates dealing with bloopers. So I'll pick a water level as my next level. If I've got firepower, I'll go through, kill a bunch of bloopers, and send that out to a bunch of other people. So like choosing your course when you're able to, like when you have access to a warp zone and stuff like that, plays as much into your strategy as, jumping on things.
How does a match end? Is it just when the last person is surviving, or?
Yep.
Okay.
What happens is at a certain point, timer speeds up. You get time for every enemy that you kill, in addition to sending it off as an attack. So you can technically die by running out of time pretty early on if you're not careful. You get more time for every enemy that you squash, and especially if you chain them. You get more time if you do like turtle shell through a group of enemies. It'll chain up to like, plus 2 seconds, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, etc. But if you're killing people with a fireball, no matter what, it's plus 1 second for every enemy that you kill. Because it's just the least difficult way to blow through a bunch of enemies.
Are there warp zones involved at all?
Yeah.
Are they around?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So once the match has been going on for a certain amount of time, it speeds up the timer. And so you have to be killing more enemies in a shorter amount of time in order to maintain your time. And once it goes on a little bit too longer after that, it significantly speeds up the timer, and the timer turns red. And so that's kind of how they deal with long match times. But even still, like if you've got good players, a single match of that's going to go 20 minutes long. So
I need to play this.
It is a lot of fun. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What else did Nintendo do? Anything else interesting this week? Can't even remember.
Nope.
Oh wait, you guys see the?
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was like 4 things there. What?
New fighter in Smash that a bunch of people are losing their shit over. Fucking
Steve.
It looks cool. Steve from Minecraft is in Smash.
And the kids love it, so shut up.
You're out of touch, old man.
Like,
Get off my lawn!
I've
My
seen
QB lawn.
I've seen non-ironic tweets from people saying like, "I'm done playing Smash," and I'm like, "Dude, you're such a fucking baby. Like, are you kidding me?" It looks like they're introducing like significantly different and interesting mechanics with this character, and it looks cool. Like I watched all of Sakurai's presentation where he broke down all the moves and things like that, and it looks seriously neat.
I can see like as far as like professional players and whatnot getting a little like iffy about it, because the whole idea of being able to make cubes in the air or make platforms in the air like at any point seems a little broken. I could see that being able to.
It's not at any point. You have to have mined them first.
Okay, you have to mine them.
If you do not have materials, you cannot make blocks.
You must construct additional pylons.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
So I think that it has a lot of potential. Like it introduces new variety to Smash.
And it just looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even a big I don't like Minecraft that much. It's never been something that I've gotten into. But they put a lot of work into that. It looks freaking cool.
And if you don't like him, don't play as him.
Exactly. Don't buy him. He's a purchasable character. You don't have to have him. In fact, you won't have him unless you intentionally get him.
And
I'm gonna buy it. I hate it.
I have a feeling that some people operate under the false assumption that the inclusion of Steve means that X character that they really wanted could have been the next character, but aren't. It's not an either or thing. This isn't a decision that like they weren't going, Waluigi or Steve from Minecraft. This wasn't the conversation that was happening. It was, hey, let's do Steve from Minecraft. Cool.
Yep. Maybe we'll have Waluigi down the line. And the internet will come to an end. It'll just explode.
They're going to keep releasing characters so they don't have to make a new fucking game. They're going to milk this thing for as long as the Switch is alive.
Which,
can't blame them.
Makes sense because it is the best Smash that they've made.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to dangle Gino in front of us as that final end piece. Just like, hey, we know you want it.
Also, what was cool was Sakurai showed off new amiibo, which is there's a Terry Bogard amiibo.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
A Banjo-Kazooie amiibo.
Hell yeah.
And a Joker amiibo from Persona. So that'll be cool.
So, have you guys ever played any of those Persona games?
I've tried to play Persona 4 Golden a number of times, and my attention span struggles with it. But I know it's a series that I should like.
I know like nothing about it, and then for the last couple of years, I've consistently seen like Persona 5 stuff just all over the place now. What is it, and should I care about it?
It's a JRPG that is really like mature themes. Like in one of them, in order to summon your personas in battle, the kids shot themselves in the head.
Sounds like a fun game for everyone.
Like, yeah, it's really interesting. It's your stereotypical kind of like Japanese school children, evil thing. So
we're in school, but somehow we're like 19.
But it's...
I swear I'm not 32. I'm in high school as a senior.
I think, Brooks, you would probably enjoy Persona 4. And that is one that I see gets a lot of applause, and I've tried to get into it a bunch of times, but it's just a bit long-winded for me. But I'm trying to improve that. My attention span, that is.
Well, speaking of long-winded, I decided to buy Shenmue 1 and 2.
Oh, Lord.
I was a little less than sober one of these nights, and I was on Amazon, and it was just like, it's like things you might be interested in. Because I was looking at some... It was weird, too, because I think I was looking at like a book, like some kind of art stuff or whatever, and then it was just like, Shenmue 2 is now $17. So I was just like, yeah, okay, I bought it. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm only a little less excited about this.
Aged well.
No, they did not.
No, it does not. It's very long. I am going to beat it though someday.
And beyond that,
I've always wanted to.
From my understanding, not only did the originals not age well, but 3 was not received well.
I didn't say I was going to play 3. I just want to play the first.
If you're going to play the first 2, you may as well.
Yeah, depends on how much I like it, because I've attempted in the past before emulating it, and I like the remastered controls.
Oh,
but
shit.
It feels like
we lost Facebook.
I was wondering why all of a sudden all of our viewers went down. Apparently we stopped streaming, but we're still recording, so that's fine.
Hell yeah.
Facebook.
I think we're on YouTube still.
That's weird. No, I mean, my OBS just said that it wasn't streaming anymore, so. Bizarre.
Well.
Anyway. Shenmue.
Anyways, Shenmue.
Start playing Shenmue and then just spend all of your time in the arcade playing games.
What do you think I did?
Other games.
Just burst barrier.
be really funny if they had emulators of the earlier Shenmue in the arcade. Oh man, I'm playing Shenmue while I'm playing Shenmue.
That is the entirety of Shenmue 3. Is Shenmue 1 and 2 are playable in the arcade in Shenmue 3.
It's not even an actual game. It's literally just you go to the launcher.
Yeah, Shenmue 3 is just a way.
1 and 2.
You have to work to get quarters and then walk to the arcade, and then you have to play. But you actually have to work.
Keep driving this forklift.
Yeah, just like play Shenmue 2.
And it's all in real time too. So you have to work 40 hours into the game before your first check comes, and then you can go to the arcade.
Wouldn't put it past them. Would not put it past them.
Second Life introduces the Shenmue expansion.
Yeah, no thanks, man. No, thank you.
Did you see the trailer for the Monster Hunter movie?
I did.
Oh, I did not.
It's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who directed the Resident Evil movies and the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
So you know it's going to be real bad.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it.
He's married to Mila Jovovich, so she's in it. She's in it.
Of course she is.
I wonder how Dan feels about
Monster Hunter.
I don't think Dan has any skin in the game on when it comes to Monster Hunter, except for World. Like the only one he plays is World.
Well, yeah, but he's the only one I know that.
Giving this guy movies. He's never made a good movie.
Yeah,
I'm super confused because the one thing that I was really confused about it is I've always been under the impression that Monster Hunter was more like not like medieval, but it was definitely kind of in that kind of realm. Like they had some
Western Europe fantasy
modern stuff. Yeah, it was fantasy, but the trailer is like they're on like a Humvee with the fucking Gatling gun shooting at this giant monster.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that Resident Evil was beholden to the original series either.
Yeah.
He takes a few creative liberties, let me just say.
No. This is a medieval world in which they invented the Maxim gun in 1123. It's very well documented in canon somehow.
It just looks like it's going to be a movie that's called Monster Hunter that has nothing to do with Monster Hunter other than their giant monsters.
I have no investment in Monster Hunter as a series. I don't even know that there's a contiguous storyline from one Monster Hunter to the next. And in fact, I'm fairly certain there is not. So to build a story around some of the fundamental elements of Monster Hunter, I think could be compelling and interesting. There are very few ways that they could truly actually fuck it up.
Oh, he's gonna
by giving him the license to do what he wants with the movie, they have fucked it up.
Yeah.
How much industrial do you think will be on the soundtrack? Do you think the soundtrack will be entirely industrial? How many weird PVC outfits do you think Mila Jovovich is going to have?
Look at it this way. It could have been made by Yui Bull.
I would have been a little more down for that.
Are you what? Yeah. Over Paul W.S. Anderson?
I'm just saying, it's different.
Mortal Kombat was great. The first Resident Evil was great. And literally everything that Yui Bull has ever released is absolute dog shit.
If you haven't seen it, Paul W.S. Anderson did a movie in the 90s. It's got Kurt Russell and it has Gary Busey in it, and it's called Soldier, and it is so
he did that?
bad.
I fucking love that movie.
It's so good.
I watch it every Christmas. I watched it like around the holidays. I didn't know he hated that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. It's so good.
Did you know that Soldier is linked to the Blade Runner universe?
Yeah, they have. It's in the same. Yeah, it's in the same universe.
Yeah, I did not.
It's
I had
so
no
weird.
idea. What?
Really?
Yeah, you guys. It's on Amazon.
You should watch it tonight, immediately.
Yeah, you should.
All right. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be busy watching the next episode of Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country, so good. What was that? What's happening?
I don't know.
Mom?
Okay, now I can hear you guys. Sorry, I was just like the last thing I was saying was something about how Tyler needs to watch it immediately, and then it just saw you guys' mouths moving and assumed that something was wrong.
Oh, weird.
Oh, you were right. I didn't know that Paul W.S. Anderson did Event Horizon too.
Oh, I love Event Horizon. That was a great fucking movie.
Either.
That was Dead Space before there was Dead Space.
That movie freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I hope that somebody can find like the complete movie in a can somewhere someday, because I think there was something about how they lost footage from that movie.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, because
Really?
like it gets kind of disjointed. I think at a certain point. Are you guys making fun of me?
No, I'm making fun of Kaylin for chiming in because I said really, then Tyler said really, and Kaylin felt left out.
I had to do it.
Really?
Yeah. I read something about how there's some footage that was lost in filming.
Yeah, I had no idea, and I'd love to see more, like what else
they could
there
remake
could have
it
been.
and still do it with Sam Neill.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
And Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
You could have.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't changed that much over the years.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jason Isaacs too. Jason Isaacs.
Yeah, dude, I remember like it was the first space movie that like sci-fi movie that I had watched that felt like a proper horror. You know, and it may have been before I ever saw Alien, but even still, like this was like supernatural horror, not like, oh my God, there's an alien. That all still kind of falls under sci-fi with a horror element, whatever. This is like, we're summoning the devil in space. And that was like, you know,
That's how we power the ship.
that was my doom dreams come true, you know?
I forgot how good this cast was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I need to add Event Horizon to my list of spooky shit to watch this month.
Yes. Same.
Absolutely.
y'all be
Like yesterday, I watched The Exorcist, and I introduced my coworkers to the Evil Dead movies because on Saturdays we don't have anyone at the house, so we can kind of watch whatever we want. So we did. I did Evil Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness, and then we also watched The Exorcist, and started watching Reanimator, I think. I have to do all this viewing at work now because we're all stuck at home, and so my roommates are not as keen on spoopy shit as I am. So
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah, I'm the scary movie guy here.
I would
So-
think that at least Zeke would be on board.
He likes some, but it's not like a genre that he gravitates toward.
I actually have been watching spoopy shit this week.
Really? What'd you watch?
Sabrina.
Doolittle. Mary Poppins 2.
the Netflix Sabrina,
Which
to
is
be
not
fair.
spooky.
It's kind of spooky.
No, it isn't. It's just cool. It's
There was an
good.
episode- Look, there are witches. There is
Witches
Satan.
aren't spooky.
No,
You've
they're
never met one then.
Shut up. I
The
tried.
bartender of the fucking school is Dorian Gray. Like, it's
Great.
loreful. You know, it's not scary.
Okay, I started watching season 2. Okay, and there's that episode.
Black cats and broken mirrors. Spooky.
There's no. Shut up. There's that
Double,
episode where-
Doyle in trouble.
where
Somebody
that-
references another scary movie in this episode. Ooh.
Is the cat speaking?
There's that episode where the creepy like little kids ghosts get into the house.
Which you
Yeah,
never
I've seen
see.
Little creepy little kid ghosts before.
And it scared the
that.
shit out of me because like I
I'll
had
help
the.
out real quick. Some kid ghosts.
Shut up! I hate all of you. You know what?
Man, they didn't
I knew
have an
this was-
episode with birds in it, did they?
Fucking bad.
Tyler, I actually there's a spooky movie that I think is on Disney Plus that you might enjoy if you haven't seen it already. Have you seen Something Wicked This Way Comes?
No, I haven't.
It's such a classic.
Yeah, look at the cast and then add it to your watch list because you're going to want to watch it. It's just spooky enough for the most delicate of spooky stomachs.
Ooh.
I am still so bummed that Chilling Adventures of Sabrina got canceled.
Jonathan?
I didn't really watch it.
It's very good.
Real scary stuff.
It's very good. I mean,
It's amazing.
Don't watch it for a scare. Watch it because it's a good fucking series.
I might do that at work. I'm running out of things to watch by myself that I want to. So. Oh! I started watching Infinity Train last night. That shit's
Isn't it fucking
off the
great,
chain, dude? Yeah,
It's so good.
It's really
I had
good.
no idea that the other half of regular show did that.
Oh, I did not know that either.
Yeah, because we were. I remembered you talking about it this week on the hunt for looking for new stuff. And we got really into Close Enough. So the show on HBO, the parents, the young parents and their kid, that looks like regular show, but everyone's like a person.
Oh yes, Close Enough. Yes.
Yeah, and I was talking with Zeke about Infinity Train, and he's just like, yeah, the same guy did that, right? And then blah blah blah. Found out the amazing cast, and I really wish that I had watched it earlier. So
Yeah, it is absolutely great.
the soundtrack kicks ass too.
Yeah. Fun fact, back to the topic of Sabrina. The love interest for one of the ants, the baking ant, the dude who looks like the dude who looks like
Taika Waititi.
that guy was the voice of Kid Icarus in Captain and the Game Master. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So, and like you needed any more reasons to watch Sabrina.
Obviously.
I watched Utopia on Amazon,
Oh,
the
yeah,
new
yeah, yeah.
Amazon Prime original. It is based on, it's basically an American remake of a British miniseries that aired in 2012.
What's
And
the series?
it is timely. So timely, in fact, that they have to have a disclaimer before every episode that says that this is not based on any real pandemic. So
a show about a pandemic right now. I just want to point that out.
yeah, right. And it had to have been in production for like well before the pandemic. So when that pandemic hit, I'm sure everyone was like, great cast. John Cusack, the girl from Happy Death Day, the main actress from Happy Death Day.
Michelle Wolf?
No.
Dick Wolf.
No, I can't. I know you're talking about. Sorry. I don't know why I thought.
Anyway, great cast. Rainn Wilson is in it as well. And it is
American remake shows.
honestly, so I watched season 1, season 1 is what's up on Amazon, watched all of that, really enjoyed it. And then I watched the British original. I significantly prefer the Amazon series.
Okay.
I assume it's
It's good because
does the Amazon series look like it has a bigger budget or
Bigger budget, and they kind of tied together parts of the story a little bit better, in my opinion. I don't know. It's hard to explain if you haven't seen it, but
okay.
So watch it on Amazon, and then I'll give you access to my Plex server, and you can watch the British series, and you let me know how you feel about it, because for me it felt a lot more fantastic.
Okay.
Yet another example of newer is better. That's why I only drink whiskey that's never been aged. And
American made.
American made whiskey that's never been aged.
I like my whiskey like I like my TV.
Flat.
American aged. American made, never been aged. Mass produced. I don't know. Watered down. I don't know, guys.
racist and uneducated.
Yeah.
Takes the fun of anything.
I want to resent my whiskey when I drink it. I wish I was drinking other whiskey, but I can't.
Because we're in a pandemic and I'm poor.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to drink the other whiskeys because my
I don't have
my passport doesn't work on these other whiskeys.
So, yeah, I got nothing this week, man.
So I know we already talked about Spider-Man, but have you guys seen the new facial model for Spider-Man, the remaster on PS5?
I don't know why they would do that.
But also,
yeah,
I mean, just like anything else, people are just unreasonably upset about it and like just causing a whole fucking
Of
thing. And
course.
it's it just is another. It just shows how toxic the internet is, and fan culture is just so entitled and just whiny and just
Yep.
makes me
Like
I'm just confused why.
people canceling their pre-orders and shit.
God.
I disagree with the change, and I saw that they did put out a statement about it, and they said that like their reasoning was that this facial animation just fit the actor better.
It works better with the new advances in their face capsule technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people are going off one screenshot.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Up in arms over one screenshot.
but I mean, he does look like a
Yes.
different person.
He looks like Adam Devine, like kind of.
Yeah.
Would make a great, funny Peter Parker, like Workaholics Peter
Oh
Parker.
my god, that would be great. Well, I mean, I feel like what's his name from Spider-Verse, and he's a New Girl. That was basically already kind of like the fat Spider-Man.
Mm.
Yeah.
he's a little bit Workaholics.
Yeah.
Plus Sizer Man.
I don't,
Everyone will get over it. It's
I don't
weird,
understand how
it's
like
jarring, but everyone will get over it.
Look, it's still going to play, like the last Spider-Man game, right?
Did anyone else try to skip through the cutscenes as fast as possible anyway? Nobody wants to hang out as Peter Parker. Fuck.
He's a nerd.
He wears a mask most of the damn thing anyway.
I don't know, man. I like so
Plus the mask looks different too.
The bone structure has changed and I'm not here for it.
I wish I could have button mashed my way through those fucking MJ bits.
Oof.
Yeah.
I was okay with it.
That
I like the
sucked.
story.
I like the story of it, sure. I don't want to play as MJ.
Playing as MJ. Yeah, those
Yeah.
were not fun.
Right,
I don't
yeah,
want
you're
to,
gonna
do
get
these fucking pointless grind the entire gameplay to a halt stealth missions as MJ. It's not
But
what I
it
play a
changes
Spider-Man
the
game
flow.
for.
It changes the flow of the game. It's more in depth.
Same with the Peter Parker things. It's like, let's do a Valve flow puzzle. Yay. You got to help out Dr. Octavius with his Valve flow so he doesn't mess up the thing that he's going to mess up because that's how he's made.
No, the game just wants it to be actively your fault.
Yeah, they wanted you to feel the
Spider-Man,
guilt.
you don't know the fucking guy first.
Man, if only I was in the room to complete that valve puzzle, maybe he wouldn't have become Doc Ock.
I think, I think the time that they make you spend with Octavius is important because it makes his shift to villainy and his like gradual losing of his mind more. It hits harder in the story.
You know why he finally snaps? Because Peter's always late.
It's your fault. Just like Batman, you are the reason that these villains exist.
Oh, sorry,
Also,
late.
like-
I already did the thing. It's cool, Peter. Come back next week.
I'll keep
It
paying.
kind of sucks being as versed in Spider-Man as I am, because like when you hear somebody's name in a game, it's just like, well, I already know who you're gonna be, so it's not like I'm gonna feel this intense sense of betrayal and oh no, he became Dr. Octopus and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah,
Well,
I've seen Spider-Man's story.
Even with the foreknowledge, like putting you in a situation where you are friendly with him and they establish, you know, that relationship and have you an active participant in that relationship, despite knowing what he will become, you still get invested in that, and it puts weight into that transformation, as opposed to just being like, his name's Octavius. I wonder if we know what's going to happen.
I love when they have, you know, the characters around who you know will eventually become something, but even if they never get to it, that's what was really nice about the original Spider-Man movie trilogy is they had Dr. Connors in it, who was cast excellently, and he was like talking to Peter, but there was no indication that he would ever become the Lizard, except for he just had one arm, and you know he's like, Peter, you're late again, and he was like but they're also not like heavily foreshadowing it, you know, they're not showing him like with a forked tongue or anything stupid like that.
Big bottle says Lizard Man juice, you know,
Right.
in
In the background of his desk or something.
And I love in the first Tom Holland Spider-Man,
Matt
Donald
Gargan.
Glover playing Nightcrawler, and who is Miles Morales' uncle. And he says he's got a nephew, you know, like just that entire interaction was so cool.
I liked that, yeah.
And on the boat, the first weapons deals with Matt Gargan, who becomes the Scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little things like that they sprinkle in
I love it.
for the virgins out there.
For the virgins out there.
Pretty sure if you caught those references, you're the virgins out there.
I know what I'm talking about.
I got references, and I also have references that indicate
But I agree with you, Ryan. Like being in those situations, even if you know what's going to happen, and like if they can make it poignant, it's always fun. And even I think the only thing with the Doc Ock stuff in the Spider-Man game that they could have fixed was make the puzzles more interesting, I guess. Like it was all like logic puzzles that we've played in every single game ever. Like I mean, it felt like it brought me back to BioShock 1. Like
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only thing because like the actual like talking to Doc Ock was I personally enjoyed, and it's the whole idea of dramatic irony. You're like, oh, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
This is sad. It's you have that tension there. You know what's gonna happen. When's it gonna happen? It can be effective, but yeah, they could have fixed the gameplay on that for sure.
I'll be curious to see who or what they use for downtime in Miles Morales. Like what? Because apparently that's a mechanic that they're married to. Is here you're going to have to do this, busy work as someone else, or
It's going to be the same exact puzzles, but he's going to be in science class in high school. All right, kids, today we're learning about flow electricity.
the classroom is just a bunch of like valve puzzles, just like
All right, so for some reason I'm not getting it at the output. It's going in the input, and then there's this big box of twisting tubes.
Can anyone solve
Miles.
Miles? Yeah, come
You
to
wanna-
the
can you-
blackboard.
The trick is that you have to solve those puzzles without giving away the fact that you're also Spider-Man.
Wait a second.
You're too good at this. You must be Spider-Man. Mission failed.
Don't swing up to the front of the class. Just
You're-
walk.
You
That's
forgot
your
to
objective. That's the objective. It's not even like to do the puzzle. You know, they set it up like you're going to do the puzzle, but the actual mission objective is don't swing to the front of the class.
They give you the whole school to run around, and then you just have to do anything but jump and swing and stick to walls.
And they
I would
keep
fail
those
that
mechanics
mission. I would fail that.
Yeah, it's like trying to drive the speed limit in like a Grand Theft Auto game.
The entire school is designed like for optimal web swinging as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like the perfect course. And
Ugh.
The only time
You know,
they
this hallway needs like 20 street lights.
yeah. If you tilt your joystick more than like a tiny bit, you're gonna just totally blow it.
I mean, think about it. If you actually had Spider-Man's powers
You couldn't be a
and the web
basketball
shooters,
team.
would you be able to keep yourself from using those powers in minuscule situations, like non-life threatening situations?
It'd be really hard to
It depends.
be on the basketball team and like dunk and like do things like that, because you could use a fraction of your power and still be like wildly impressive.
Right. But I mean,
Make a name for yourself as a professional
Right.
athlete. Like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
when you actually think about it, though,
Get that man out of
would
debt.
you be able to hold back? Would you be able to pass or make yourself pass as a
No.
normal high schooler?
The very first
And
thing that I would
especially
do would be-
that's kind of key in this, I think, as well, is think about the environmental context. You're a high schooler.
I would go make money as an amateur wrestler. Oh wait, that's been done.
Bonesaw's ready.
You're going nowhere.
I would not be. I would be caught immediately. I would probably tell somebody or be like, "Guys, look what I can do!" and jump.
Especially if you're like the Peter
Yeah.
Parker. And that's why the Amazing Spider-Man movies were lame, because he was way too hip. But like, if you're the Peter Parker that gets picked on all the time, it'd be really hard to not like beat the shit out of Flash Thompson.
Exactly.
You know, like with your
Sucks.
powers.
It'd be
Which
really hard to
Always
not
sucks.
flip a lunch tray underneath them and make them
Right. Which like that's also kind of how they allude to it in the very first one, where Tobey Maguire realizes his Spidey sense.
That scene when like Flash is like punching behind him and he's like,
Yeah.
I love that shit.
It's Spidey sense, not bullet time.
I mean,
It's just demonstrating his great reflexes.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got good
With great reflexes comes
It's kind of like
responsibility.
how they showed
Great reflexes comes
Sonic's
great response time.
kind of like how they showed Sonic's how they had to show Sonic's super speed, right? We had to look at the world from Sonic's point of view, which means everything is practically stopped while he casually decides to jump from thing to thing.
It's. I mean, it's also like
Metabolism must be-
in X-Men with the.
Quicksilver.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
that was
Mhm.
the only thing cool about that.
That
I've
first.
always thought
Days
that
of
jacket
Future
was
Past
cool.
was good. That whole movie was decent.
I loved Days of Future Past.
Yeah, that was a good
Honestly
one.
did.
It was the
It was
last.
alright.
Okay, so
X-Men
Days of
movie with
Future Past
Wolverine
was
in
the
it.
last decent X-Men film.
I liked it because of the very beginning, and everything else after that was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Because Blink was there and Bishop. Even though
in
they
the
should
future,
never be in the
yeah.
universe.
But yeah, after that, Apocalypse garbage.
Oh,
Then obviously Dark
Oscar
Phoenix.
Isaac.
yeah, Dark Phoenix
I
was
did
so
like
bad.
that moody bit with Archangel getting drunk
Yeah.
in the warehouse. I'm sad.
I can't wait to see what Disney, and what Marvel Studios does with X-Men.
Me neither. I'm so excited.
Talk about great power and responsibility there. They better not
No
fuck
shit.
it.
Well, Feige's been fucking killing it. I mean, just look at the entirety of the MCU. And that's, consider how drastically they've changed the stories, and they still have a cinematic universe that is loved by true nerds and everyone else as well.
Bandwagon posers, yeah. They cast their Miss Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
And
And they're giving
looks awesome.
Samuel L. Jackson his own Disney Plus series as Fury.
And then did you guys see the WandaVision trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Looks gloriously weird, and I cannot wait for how weird it's going to be, or hopefully how weird it's going to be.
I think I'm most excited about the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Absolutely.
With Scarlet Witch in it. Yeah, that looks
absolutely. That is
really
the next
they go
big
true
one.
Multiverse instead of teasing it and pulling it back like they did with the last Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Because they said that Mysterio was from an alternate universe, but he wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I got really excited about that. That was the only thing about Far From Home that I was like not 100% on board with. I liked that he was a trickster and everything, but I really wish he was actually from another universe.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for him to be, because that's not who Mysterio is. Like, Mysterio is a stuntman.
And then you're like, oh, I can't believe he pulled one over on Nick Fury. Like, what an idiot. But then it turns out
it's not Nick Fury.
Yeah. So I thought they played it really well.
I think they played it super well.
They played it great. I just was slightly disappointed that we weren't getting multiverse yet. Is more what I'm saying.
Sure. I think they're eventually ramping up to it. I think it'll be. Yeah. We have gotten to the end of the podcast.
Whoa,
Believe it or
look
not.
it up.
Hooray. Our time has come.
What's been a highlight? Let's go back to highlights. What's been a highlight of the week? We could all use some positive thoughts.
Highlights, the champagne of the week.
Miller highlight.
Yeah.
I've been playing No Man's Sky a lot, working on new music. But this Tuesday on Twitch, 4 o'clock, front page of Twitch, Snailmate, my band, is playing with Mega Ran. We're doing a fundraiser for the Marsha P. Johnson Foundation. We have some really cool shirts. I don't have one on me that I designed that will be donating proceeds to the Marsha P. Johnson Foundation. It's Snailmate and Mega Ran and the Doyen. It's free, but if you want to pay to be a VIP, you get a really cool shirt that I designed and my drummer Bentley is printing. Good cause, front page of Twitch, 4 o'clock Tuesday.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's going to be really awesome. You got to go to twitch.com/ I believe Megaran to buy the tickets if you want the shirt, but otherwise it's going to be free. It's going to be a big, really cool event.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Twitch.
Well, I will join. I will be working.
Snail me.
Sweet.
So that's what I've been working on.
Hell yeah, dude. That's why I don't hear from you anymore.
I know. Don't worry. Neither does anyone else.
I have no tears, but I must weep.
My highlight this week was man, this week sucked. I
Deja vu.
got more stuff for my mini studio that I'm kind of trying to set up in my house, and been working a lot on singing as well, and I feel way better at singing than I ever have been, and which makes me very excited. So I actually want to start like putting some stuff out. So that's fun. Thinking about what I can do, getting more active with my YouTube, with a YouTube channel, an actual YouTube channel, not just a personal one that I created. Probably make a real one. And once I get all my shit together, I think I'll be doing that. So I'm looking forward to some fun things. This week wasn't great. Yeah, that's me.
Brooks.
Well, I got Shenmue 1 and 2. No.
I feel so bad for you if that's your highlight.
That's gonna be your month.
Oh man. I don't know. This week was kind of. This week also sucked. Yeah.
So it's been par for the course, everybody.
If I had, I can't be kidding myself. I don't know. I got to. Just been working on more art, I guess. You know, figuring out what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So, yeah, I've been enjoying that.
Nice.
I started playing Ghost of Tsushima, and that caused a nice little blip on my radar because that's such a fucking pretty game.
It's beautiful.
And electronics repair YouTubers have maybe given me too much confidence. Where I go, I could totally fucking do that. And I end up buying 5 broken Nintendo 2DSs.
And ending up with 6 somehow. 6 broken ones.
They're like, take it from, we couldn't sell these.
The plan of maybe getting 2 functional 2DSs out of it. Mostly because I'm fascinated by the design choice of those systems. And honestly, they feel really comfortable in your hands.
Those 2DSs?
The doorstop 2DSs. So I am going to try and get at least 2 functioning 2DSs put together and then hack them and use them as, a nice little gaming machine. So far, of the 5 that I have bought, 2 of them have broken screens. So that means at most, just based on that alone, the most that I can end up with are 3. So.
Okay. I also just noticed your shirt.
Yeah. It's a band from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, Bruce Springsteen.
Well, are they? Should I look into that? Do they sound like Bruce Springsteen?
They do not. You would probably still enjoy them, though.
Okay.
So I think on that note, thank you, everybody, for watching and or listening. We'll see you next week.
Mm.